Dang. So I guess I was wrong about the Pelagard being a reveal. I thought that was gonna end up being potentially Gwen, but no, I was incorrect on that matter. I knew that the once when I did my initial reaction to the chapter, and then I I had then watched Quan Credible premiere, Four Nights the Apocalypse YouTuber. I was like, okay, well, the Pelgrim thing makes 30 times more sense. And I wanted my crazy theory to go off with the whole idea that this was somebody with sunshine, and maybe there was going to be something maybe split between the armor. I had a second idea of what if it's reversed, or the reason that they can't have Gwen normal now is because during the day, well, it's what if it's the opposite, and it's instead of sunshine, it's moonlight, so it's at midnight it's the strongest, so it gets stronger at night, which would be really cool. I would love to have that as a character, maybe an opposing force to Gwen now. But okay, I was well, the pellet guard stuff happened. Well, damn, my theory's gone on that one. But I guess maybe the good graces of Quan Kaba himself decided to throw me a bone, and I guess give Gwen at least from what people are taking out of this, potentially sunshine. Because now you have Master of the Sun Gwen, which, cool. I'm fine with it. I mean, if there's logic behind it, cool. The only thing right now is, the character, she seems fine. Nothing really kind of crazy. It's just going to depend. She has that kind of, angry feminist vibe to her that, Soul has. And, characters like that, it's weird when it's unprovoked. Granted, we haven't seen her really do anything. She's just kind of speaking in general. She seemed to be kind of flirting to pick up Isolde. Fair enough. As long as she's not say Soul from Black Clover, where it's just you're just being an asshole for literally no reason to all these guys. It's stop. They're I can get it if somebody's being a douche first, but it's if people are just standing there and they're just existing, then why? Either way, her character seems fine so far. Granted, we haven't seen anything crazy. I thought the first display shooting the little fireball at the barrels was pretty cool. My question though, it's is it gonna be, is saying golden magic? Maybe that was just what they got out of seeing Sunshine, or information on Sunshine, whereas the actual description will be maybe Sunshine, because it makes sense if because of all the prophecy that they're all vague, that and maybe instead of some form of sun related ability and stuff to do with the sun, it was just oh well, we know it's golden, we don't really know exactly to what extent and what it means, which I think would be pretty cool. I think that would really kind of put that little nudge wink wink thing in there, where it's it's gold, yeah, and then people were thinking oh, does that have something to do with that, gold is in the metal? It's no, it's more of the color, I guess, and then it's gonna be sunshine. But that wasn't obviously the only thing in the chapter. That was more of the end, which again I thought was really cool, but I just didn't think that it was going to be I didn't think it was gonna be actually sunshine for a second. I figured after my reaction to it, it was a stream, not last week, the week before. I was well, okay. I feel now the whole idea afterwards is kind of out the window. If the whole idea that I had of who I thought was gonna have sunshine, again, we don't know for sure now, but we were shown the character obviously ended up being Pelagard, and I was well, okay, well, my theory's gone, because that was one of the core things of my idea. But I remember that I didn't notice that Gwen was in that panel the first time, that page, was it the chapter before last, or was it 2 chapters ago, where you see her in the background walking by a bunch of people? I know Quan noticed that. I didn't notice it. So look at that. Cool. I thought that was a nice little nod. I like it when artists and creators do those kind of little foreshadowings. Nothing that has to be a 5D chess kind of thing, where it's just yeah, I'm gonna quietly just show you the character. I'm not gonna give you the whole thing. I'm not gonna tell you, but I'm just wanting you to know they're gonna be there. It reminds me of not to the same extent, but I remember in Fairy Tail in the anime, there's an episode that you just see Wendy walking around continuously, but it's before you met her. So if you were an anime only, you'd just be super confused of why this character that looks like a significant character is just walking around. But regardless of which, it's fine. It's nice little reveal, nothing crazy. It's not nice chapter, And I have noticed that like the last 3 chapters have all had character reveals at the end. We had Guinevere, then we had Pelagard, and now we have Gwaine. So I wonder if there's going to be anything next, whether it's a new character or a character showing up. If that's kind of what Nakaba is going for this set. Like maybe we could have Arthur show up at one point because of Guinevere. And I think that would actually kind of make sense if we have some form of big battle, because I mean Pelagard is strong. We know Pelagard is strong. I mean, we see him actually. One thing I really liked about the show, we see Golgius, I think is his name, one of the Weird Fang members. I didn't know, like, I don't remember his name when I first saw him. I recognized his face. Like, I remember the helmet, because every time I look at that helmet, I had the, like, strong question of, like, how it related to Galland when Galland came out, because obviously the helmet designs are so similar. And I think it was, like, I can't remember. I think it's mentioned that, like, he somehow has seen, and my dog is, like, messing around in the background. We can hear him. I gotta... Excuse me. Meh. Anyway, so when we look at like what's going on now, I think Pelagard's in a rough spot, like I said, because I mean he can take any of these like lower level Holy Knights, and I believe that he should be on par with some of the bigger characters, not like the you know Meliodas and stuff, but I'd be willing to bet whenever like their strongest Holy Knight, like Hauser, I guess the Hauser is the easiest example. If Hauser came out, I assume Pelagard would be able to match him, because Pelagard just seems like a character who's supposed to obviously be longer running. He seems to be like he's a significant character in the Lane of Camelot and stuff, for one of Arthur's knights. There's also the fact that he was like standing up to Ironsides, which makes sense if he's somewhere around level, and I assume Ironsides has got to be really powerful, because it just, I mean, makes sense for the story for Ironsides to be significantly powerful. So right now, like, his transformation is badass. Like, I was like, just picking up the cape, throwing it over, and he's just like, well, I'm gonna get out of here just through you guys pretty much. You can try and stop me. But, like, my only thing is, for him, I get like, there are characters for sure that I believe he can beat. Like, none of the Weird Fang dude Golgius, like, in any of his crew, the Ruby and the Rose Knight guy, I don't believe for a second that they can beat Pelagard. I think Pelagard is fine with them. But the thing is, like, Meliodas is there. Like, not even talking about, like, any other potential big characters, but, like, Meliodas just being there, all he would have to do is show up, and Pelagard is pretty much fucked. Whereas, say, like, it keeps escalating, and because of the knowledge of Guinevere, Arthur shows up. Maybe we get a clash between Arthur and Meliodas. We could maybe get Bond showing up. I think that'd be really cool. Maybe we get a couple of the Sins reuniting. They have like a short skirmish with Arthur where we just kind of get like if we just get a good understanding of Arthur's power level, maybe he can meet all the 4 knights and we can kind of get that thing, interaction between Arthur and Gwaine, since they're supposed to be related. Like there's a lot of like things right now on my wish list, and I guess I got the potentially Sunshine thing right. So maybe I'll be lucky enough to get something like, again, Arthur showing up and causing some, no joke intended, but causing some chaos. I think that would really kind of set the tone, and I think it would really fit, because at some point I think we need just some form of display of like why Arthur's a threat. Granted, obviously you know about Arthur if you read Seven Deadly Sins, but I feel like there's still a good number of people in Four Knights who haven't read Seven Deadly Sins. Not everybody, but like you can definitely pick up Four Knights without ever touching Seven Deadly Sins, because like the story is its own thing, but like you don't need the full context to go into this, because this is its own, like, its own pathway. They give information, but like it's enough to, like, when they give you information on stuff for Seven Deadly Sins in the lore, it's enough for you to understand, but it's not enough for you to kind of like get the full picture and get spoiled. Like, you would just kind of know the gist. You know that, kind of like the end result. You don't know the actual, like, full context. Like, you would understand, like, stuff with, like, Meliodas and Elizabeth, obviously, and their clans. Eventually, you wouldn't really know anything about, for the most part, I guess, right now. But you wouldn't know about, like, this stuff, but, Meliodas' like, crazier past and, like, parts where he's, like, a bad guy and stuff. Small spoiler. Nothing crazy. I won't go too much into context. But, again, I feel like anybody who's watching this one probably has seen it. Maybe, like, a couple haven't. I don't know why. Regardless of which, it's something that I'm gonna put my hopes on, because like we don't have anything crazy on. This has been the last couple chapters have been some of the like the least, like the most calm that Nakaba is saying. I was gonna say least aggressive, but I just calm, because there hasn't been much of like actual like wild stuff, because like what Shion went and grabbed. Some random dude, Tristan showed up, and then we have like Pelagard skirmishing with fodder. Like it's definitely some of the less combative areas. So I feel like it's one of those like mini arcs where it's setting up it's setting up events, and we're kind of like the calm before the storm area, and then once we actually get there, there's gonna be some wild display, because like we haven't even gotten anything like, we haven't gotten any like wild art spreads either, so I feel like Nakaba is saving something, like, at least from what I can guess, because I know this dude loves his battles and action and throwing around giant attacks, so not seeing that for a while, I feel like he's got something kind of just in prep. So solid chapter, like I said, I enjoyed it. I liked it. I think Pelagard was still the best part of the chapter. Like, he looked badass in his full page, obviously in his suit of armor. He's got his badass iron ball like mace thing, and I do factually have a bias for characters who use strange weapons like that. So him literally just using this big smash ball, I'm a fan of it. Anyway, other than that, comment below, thumbs up the video, but friend, like button, subscribe button, and check out my other videos. But than that, appreciate you always subscribe. Thank you all for listening. Bye.